Hi, so this is my assignment. So first is define and explain manufacturers, wholesalers, retailers, and indirect consumers, and give differentiation. So manufacturers are the one who manufacture, who create raw materials, and then wholesalers are the ones that buy to manufacturers some goods and materials, and then sell them to retailers. And to understand that one, retailers are the one who don't consume the product itself. They just buy it and um, sell it to the end users or the consumers, the ones that controls use the product really. So indirect consumers, those are the like I said, persons that do not consume the product immediately but use them like for selling. So the difference is that manufacturers create, and then wholesalers are the middlemen. Retailers are ones who bought goods from manufacturers to sell to end users, and also same for indirect consumers who buy products to sell it again. So the second question is, what are the types of shipping terms? Define and explain each in your own words. So there are this one. First, let's define the word FOB, which means free on board. So there are FOB shipping point. This is when the buyer pays the shipping costs. Ownership of the goods passes to the buyer before shipment. So if goods are lost or damaged during shipping, the buyer is responsible. So FOB destination, which is the second one, is the seller pays the shipping costs. So if the shipping point, the buyer pays for it. On this second example, second type, this is when the seller is paying the shipping costs. So ownership stays with the seller until the goods reach the buyer's location. So COD, we're very familiar with this, cash on delivery. So this means that when buyer pay for the goods, that when it is delivered, just like we do on Shopee, on TikTok, anything. And then there's this term as well, FAS, which means free alongside ship. So used mainly for water shipments. The seller delivers the goods to the dock and pays all freight charges up to the point. So the third question is differentiate single versus series discounts. So explain why they are used, what for, and give sample problem with solution to each. So single discount is one discount rate applied to the list price. So this is used simply because it's commonly used to give buyers a reduction from the list price. So the formula of this is the net cost is equals to the list price minus the trade discount. So for example, if the list price is 12,000 and then there's a trade discount of 20%, so you're gonna simply times or multiply 12,000 multiplied by 20%, which is 2,400. And that 2,400, the total of that solution is what you will be subtracting from the total price, which is 12,000 minus 2,400, so that would be 9,600. Like it's dark. So next one is the series discount. So this is when two or more discounts applied one after another to do the list price. Each discount is computed based on the remaining balance, not the original price. So simply, this is just discounts put on another discounted price. So this is used to give different levels of discounts and commonly used to wholesalers and retailers discount. So example of this is when the original list price is 15,000 pesos and then discounts are 20% and 10%. So first, let's do the 20% first to the 15,000. So that would be 3,000. You will minus the 3,000 to the 15%. You will minus the 15,000 to the 3,000 to the 15,000. So you'll get the total of 12,000. And then that 12,000, you're gonna multiply it again to the second discount, which is 10%. So that would be 1,200. And then 1,200, you will deduct it to the 12,000, not to the original list price of 15,000. So you're gonna deduct deduct it to the 12,000, which is 10,800. So from 15,000, it goes to 10,800 net cost because of those two series discounts. So if you notice, the 10% is based on the second price, which is the 12,000, and not the original price of 15,000. Thank you.